You know what? It is a relief. I think first I'd like to talk about, the guys that we lost. They're all three of them, you know, awesome teammates, awesome friends. I've said it before at some point here. It'd be really nice to not say goodbye to friends at the trade deadline and be sellers and you know, three special human beings, special players, and I wish them all the best and with their new teams. And on the other hand, I think you saw this weekend what we're capable of, and a lot of guys were in stressful situations today, this week. Especially being on the road during this time, not knowing, and you look at Jonathan Bernier, example number one. He was stressed, and he wants to be a Red Wing, and he showed it tonight. And incredible performance. Showed how professional he is, how he prepares no matter what he's facing. And he's a rock tonight, and he is most nights he's in. So very happy with our team and the way we showed up these two games against top team in our division.
Anthony in particular, I mean, you have spent quite a lot of time with him. He's been a line mate for much of your career. How much did that one shock you? Like, how did you find out, and how did you react?
Yeah, it was shocking. I woke up from my nap and looked on my phone, and he had texted me, and it hurt. It was hard. We've been together for a long time, and we've kind of grown up together, and we still have a lot of growing to do. But he's one of my best friends in life, and we rely on each other a lot. Tyler Bertuzzi and Robbie Fabry and every guy in our locker room. He's a big part of our locker room, and I don't think that's the end of our friendship, and I wish him all the best, and I hope he gets a great opportunity there. But it's part of the pro hockey and part of the business where you have to say goodbye to friends, or not a goodbye, but a see you later, and wish them the best. It was pretty tough today.
Thank you very much.
Next, go to Ted Kaufman from the Detroit News.
Hey, Dylan, did you get a chance to talk to him at all?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got to see him before we left, which is nice. Usually you don't get to see guys, and time goes by, and you lose touch. But it was nice to see him and say goodbye, and yeah.
You guys, I mean, what did you like particularly about these two games? I mean, you guys did a lot of things well.
Yeah, you know what? I in the previous question, Helene said we played loose, and yes, mentally we were, the stress was, I guess, behind us, and we could focus on the game tonight. But I thought we played tight. We played tight D. We didn't give them much on their power play. We were in a 0-0 game going into the third, and a lot of times this year and in the past, you've seen that go the other way. But I've said it, we have to start finding ways to win those games, and we did tonight. Did it on the power play, and Big Earn starting us off again, and just a great road game, great third period in a 0-0 game.
The last one, I mean, no joke. Are you guys kind of expecting this at this point from Adam? I mean, he's obviously stepping up his game to a new level here and stuff.
Yeah, he is. He is, absolutely. It's great. You just see the confidence growing, and he's scored in junior. He's got a great shot. He's a high draft pick, so he's got a lot of skill. But I said it before, he plays the right way. He plays hard. He plays with Glennie and Helmer. They play the right way every night, and you see results. And you see him scoring a couple on the power play. So yeah, we're going to need him going forward, and it's great that he's scoring, putting the puck in the net this year.
I've talked about it over the last couple of days. The unknown is hard on people. It just is, and you guys all know that if you've been through anything, a move, anything like that, and there's just stress involved with it. And so I think once there's certainty of what's going on, where you're going to be, I know Bernie likes playing here. I know, and he wasn't alone. I think a lot of guys, were going internally through things to see what's going to happen. And really, we didn't really know until, fairly late. I didn't post the lineup till really late. And I thought our guys did a really good job of handling it mentally and staying with it, staying in the moment, and coming out and doing a real good job tonight.
You have a lot of history with Anthony Mantha. Did you have a chance to talk to him? Kind of what are your thoughts on that whole situation?
Yeah, I did have a chance to talk to him, which was nice. I mean, Anthony played for me for a long time, and I would say going back probably 8 years now that Anthony and I have, on and off, I've coached him, maybe even a little longer than that if you include the tournament in Traverse City. Listen, Anthony's a really good person, and there's been moments where there's been friction between us, as there's going to be any time I think a coach is trying to push a player, and that goes back and forth. But I really appreciate Anthony as a person. I think he's somebody who, again, he wants to do it right. Did he all the time? Again, I think part of it is just a learning process. And so, I wished him great luck. I think he's going to be a real good fit in Washington. I think he's going to be able to go in there and do good things. And they'll probably, they have a chance to go on a long run. But there's a business side to it. And I understand that.
I'm just curious, the deadline was 3 p.m., but trades can still be announced after that. When you have a number of guys whose names are out there, do you send a text to them when you know they're not going anywhere, or does anybody in the organization, like, just to relieve them of that speculation?
I talked to the guys basically around that time. As you start to get from 3 to 4, you start getting closer to when the buses are leaving. And so, we had a chance to talk to some guys and kind of let them know where they're at. Cause obviously, as you said, a lot of stuff still filters out after. So, we do the best we can to communicate with them, but to say that there isn't angst in that period of time, again, you wouldn't be human if you didn't have angst during that time.
Thanks. Just one last thing. Nemesnikov, was he
injured?
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Next, we'll go to Brad Galley from WXYZ.
Jeff, just more on Mantha, if we could. A 4-year deal he signs in November, and then just a few months later, he's dealt away. Obviously not, the hopes that you guys had when that deal was signed. Can you just reflect on that, of knowing that he was going to be here for the long term, and then kind of fast forward to today? And I know you did a little bit there, but just a little bit if you could look back.
Well, the only thing I'd say, first off, I would say most of those questions are for Steve, but the one thing I would say is in our business, most of the time, unless you have a no move clause, contracts, give you certain financial security, but that's it. They don't give you any security that you're going to be someplace for a long period of time, whether you're a coach or a player, again, unless you have a no move clause. That's the reality of our business. And so I think all of us understand that. And, ultimately Steve has a plan of how he wants to do things here, and he felt it was the right move.
To see that power play goal come together the way it did, and even the first goal with Rasmussen driving like he did. You talked the other night, I asked you about some of these young guys taking those strides. Is this what you're hoping to see? Dylan said you talked to the team before the game tonight. I mean, is that what you're expecting and hoping to see with these guys with these next few weeks here left in the season?
Well, I would say with those two guys, it's been a process here for a little bit, but those two in particular for me have really taken steps, and I think Zadina has been more dangerous on a regular basis. That's a great shot that he got. Ras, I think, has really done a good job. He had a lot of responsibility tonight. He's had responsibility on our power play, on our penalty kill. A lot of the night he was up against Aho, the way the matches went. I think ultimately he's a guy who can be a match type player. It's interesting. Jordan Stahl's 1,000th game was tonight, because that to me is a guy who I've talked to Ras about numerous times, that he can be a guy like Jordan, where you can shut the other team's best players down, where you can create offense by using your assets, by being good on the power play and potentially a penalty killer. So, I think both those guys are taking big strides, have taken big strides, and hopefully they can continue over the last 12 games.